So I'm the Senior Resource Specialist, my name is Paul Suter, and I'm going to talk to you today about some of the security and infrastructure considerations to think about when choosing a solution for your organisation. There are a lot of reasons why customers need a booking system, but what should you look out for and what sort of needs do you need to address and what is the best approach? Well, here's a good list of reasons why keeping your chosen solution close to your existing infrastructure may be a good idea. Often organisations say to us that they want easy adoption. They want easy adoption for users and IT alike, but not sure on their best approach. It is a risk to deliver a project that fails or falls flat on its face. A client of mine in London, actually, very recently had a conversation, and they were saying it was a no-brainer to choose our solution for these guys particularly, because it was linked to a tried and tested platform, and because I'm not having to reinvent the wheel, it was very reassuring. So, excuse me. So, building on your existing infrastructure. So one key thing to get the grips with is understanding how a prospective solution links with Outlook and Exchange or 365. Some resource booking tools, including many cloud-based ones, use add-ins or plugins to synchronize their bookings back to their Microsoft Outlook calendar. As you can probably imagine, this loose connection leaves potential for double bookings, not to mention the potential risk for bookings to go missing. And if there's an outage or a problem with the network, that's going to create even bigger issues. Ideally, you should look for something that builds directly into your 365 or Exchange platform, using your live Outlook calendar as the primary source of data. This means that the room and the desk availability is updated in real time and is always accurate and available to staff regardless of outages or upgrades to your Microsoft environment. Plus, this ultimately leads to the removal of risks such as double bookings, which you know can lead to a lot of frustration, and get rid of all those problems with room squatters. So we want to build on our infrastructure, like we say, but we don't want to just integrate. Because in addition, if you're already booking appointments in Exchange, how do you migrate existing appointments? It's a good question to ask early on. And when you're going through your due diligence to find your solution, you really want to be emphasizing this point to whoever you talk to. We spoke to a customer the other day. This was a very large enterprise customer, and basically they were quoted 20 extra days consulting just to migrate existing appointments from the old system into your new system. So make sure that the system you choose can move appointments seamlessly at no or minimal extra cost. Another great advantage about using standard Exchange in 365 is that we can use permissions models set within Exchange. And also, how far can you book it in advance? It's important for systems can draw from the existing functionality within your Microsoft platform. And both these points, booking in advance and the permissions model, are already within the infrastructure, which creates basically less hassle and less cost. So using the right building blocks, does it use the existing infrastructure? This is a question usually ticks the box of the IT team. But the IT team are usually asked to either source or help the acceptance of a solution. I'm going to pass over to Lucas in a minute, and he'll talk to you a little bit more about who should be involved in a project and go into that in a bit more detail. The important thing is, if you're layering a solution on top of an existing Microsoft infrastructure, it is useful to have the building blocks in place to ensure key activities happen automatically. Such as when staff leave or join the company, we need them to automatically get the rights and to book the appropriate resources within their AD permissions. Make sure the system you're looking for can do this, otherwise your technical team could have a lot of extra work to do. Building on existing infrastructure also resolves the scalability question. Our enterprise customers have specifically wanted a solution they could roll out across the business to give a similar experience across different sites. And we use Exchange and 365 as the basis to enable this approach. A good example of this is one of my clients, Boots, when they implemented a solution for their newly refurbished Exact Suite in London in 2015. they were really pleased on the rollout, but they were worried about scalability. So we're now rolling this out to the same solution out to the manufacturing plant in Nottingham, and it's going really well. However, they also had numerous satellite offices who have not rolled out as yet. And what was key for them was allowing the user base of the satellite offices to book in Outlook and still have London and Nottingham booking in the new system. By doing this, the users were still used to using the same system, and there was no issues across the organisation. So, Emma's talked about enterprise, and we've mentioned enterprise a few times, as she said. But enterprise customers, we always find one of the biggest concerns they have is about security. It comes up time and time again, and some customers, it is the number one on their requirements to fulfill. Some third-party solutions have a real challenge to integrate with an existing system, i.e. an Exchange or 365 environment, whilst keeping the integrity of the company intellectual property. Mentioned Boots already, but BP, another good example. They were continually under cyber threat, and they probably still are. And it was key for them to make sure that any screen which we used at their offices were tightly secure and maintained easily within their security protocols. They looked at many solutions to manage this, but they basically sourced ours because it was the right fit for them. In fact, I had a chat with their PM in relation to the cyber attacks, and they had 24 attacks in less than 1 hour on one occasion. We were able to work with the digital security team at BP to demonstrate how the Windows screens that we used hooked into Microsoft Exchange and how they can be used and how they can be locked down. We were able to show BP how to secure screens and the connectivity between the servers and their secure VLAN. If you want to know more about the work we've done with BP then obviously more than happy to give us a call anytime. We're happy to have a chat. Something which is coming up with increasing frequency is the desire to further knit security policy in with the booking solution. By this we mean what security models are in place for staff, such as access cards, for example. Can we integrate the access cards with the solution? Ensure you understand what the business needs are in this area when you ask a vendor how best to achieve these goals. We find organisations often want to use existing ID cards to authenticate when they can book a room or resource. And this can be done, but clients are not aware of the work in the background to make this happen. It's usually not an issue as long as you know what you're looking to do and how to do it. But if not assessed properly, it can cause delays and create changes to delivery timescales, for instance.
Thank you for listening. If you require any further information, please don't hesitate to contact us. Bye-bye.